this one. And I don't want to. No, we'll talk about it, right? We have the Cleveland Browns, the Joe Flacco Browns, at the Baltimore Ravens, coming off the most exciting game in of week one, right? 12.5 point favorites Ravens are, minus 850 money line, just pretty much no money to be had there. The Browns plus 575. What are your thoughts on this game?
It's rare to see in pro football a double digit spread. You see them every once in a while, but it's usually not like that. The Browns defense is solid, you know, but the Ravens offense is so potent. I wish I had more information, you know. But I mean, the Ravens are gonna win this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was only like, a 10 point win, like a 30-20 or a 28-17.
It's a divisional game, AFC North. Anything can happen. We saw the Cleveland Browns. I don't know what they entered against the Bengals as, but it was heavy underdogs, and they kept them there. They kept them down, right down to the buzzer, right? I'm taking Ravens, of course. It'd be stupid not to. However, I'm probably going to play with that 12.5 when we get down to the Fab Five spread picks. I'm probably going to tease that. But yeah, we're going Ravens straight up. But when it comes to Vegas and the spread, I don't know. There's something there. We're going to another one. As we get into this, there's a lot of closeness, right? We have the San Francisco 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. The 49ers, 4.5 point favorites. New Orleans Saints money line plus 180. That's closer than I think it has any right to be. I don't know if there's some sort of knee jerk reaction to Brock Purdy being banged up and Kittle being placed on injured
Yeah.
reserve. I think Niners take this and pretty handily, but those metrics are a little strange to me. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's tough because of those injuries. I think that's why people are a little bit more skeptical than they would normally be, but you can't not take the 49ers.
You can't not, right?
Even if Mac Jones plays, I think they should win pretty comfortably.
That's fun. That's fun. That's a fun little thing. Yeah, I think 49ers take this. I think it should be larger, but obviously the bookies know more than us. That just seems a little too close for comfort, doesn't it?
It does. The other thing I would be concerned about Brock Purdy dealing with a shoulder and a foot issue or a toe or whatever it was. You know, we're not doctors, but what we do know is when people are dealing with an injury and they're favoring one side and they're compensating for some type of pain, it can lead to a much bigger problem. If Purdy plays, uh, be on the lookout. Keep your eye on him because you never know. I think a small issue could be a big issue if you don't give it time to heal. And if I don't know, I just
Especially foot injuries, I feel like.
yeah, because I mean, once you start favoring the other foot or the other leg or whatever, that's how a lot of these ACLs and shit happens.
Look at us. Are we doctors? Is this an injury podcast? We'll see. We'll see how Purdy survives throughout the week. We have the Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't whistle. I try to whistle. Can you whistle?
A little bit.
A little bit. I can't for the life of me. And I've looked up YouTube videos. I've tried the fingers. We don't want to give anybody a clip right there, but like I've tried everything. I can't whistle. So hopefully by the end of the season I've seen Star Wars and I can whistle. That's a personal development. So the Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are a 3 point favorite, minus 155. Seahawks plus 130. It is at it's not Heinz Field anymore. It's at Acrisure Stadium, which means that capitalism is squeezing us all dry and taking away everything we once loved. But Zach, how do you feel about this game?
I it's tough because I like the Seahawks. I took them as who I think would win the NFC West, but uh traveling across the country and how Aaron Rodgers looked last week, you got to take Pitt at home. That's how I mean,
I'm going I'm going Pittsburgh at home as well. I don't think I'm going to be touching that 3 point spread at all. I do think this is more of a coin flip than we'd like to think. I still don't think we know really who the Seahawks and Sam Darnold are. This is a game I think I would want to watch. Like honestly, I might
Yeah.
have it. I might have it up on a secondary TV because I think it's going to answer a lot of questions. It's going to answer: is Aaron Rodgers like? Is he who he looked like against the Jets? And we're going to see exactly who Seattle looks like, right? But I am taking the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. This awesome. Okay, hang on. I can see it coming right now. All season, these Dolphins are gonna fuck with us. All season, these Dolphins are gonna fuck with us. So Zach and I last week, we we took the Dolphins. We took the Dolphins against the Colts straight up. I said something even along the lines of put the 401k on it. It's the easiest bet when they were plus 106, and we saw what happened. They got completely dismantled. The vibes are absolutely rancid in South Florida right now. We're going to talk about the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are favorited. The Dolphins are favorited by a point and a half. What do we do with this one, my friend? What do we do with this one?
We take
On paper, of
we take the
course,
Patriots.
you take the Patriots.
Yeah,
Why? Why?
because I mean, I guess kind of like selfishly, and maybe like maybe it's like a jerky thing to say, but don't we kind of want to see them implode a little bit? We want to see how bad it can get. And Tyreek Hill just had these domestic violence charges or like accusations. Um, and I think they're just in free fall at this point. And we everyone was high on the Patriots to begin with, and I don't see I don't I don't see how losing to the Raiders really takes anything away from that because the Raiders are probably a really good team. Not really good, but they'll be in the mix for a playoff spot. Um, I think Drake May is gonna rebound pretty well, and if you want to get in rhythm and put up points and get that good feeling, do it on the Dolphins because they're I don't know, not good.
I like what you said. They're in free fall right now, and I'm really trying to. So, like on paper, right? This is what I was going through last week. On paper, I was like, okay, the Colts can't really name I know they have like Josh Downs and stuff. They got Jonathan Taylor, but then like Daniel Jones, and it's like I'm trying to think about like what else. And then on paper, it's like, but the Dolphins have Tua, like he did the whole national championship thing, and he throws left-handed, and tank for Tua, and like Tyreek Hill, and Waddle has that cool celebration, and Devon Achane's electric, and I'm like, I'm sold, I really do I'm sold on the idea of what once was and what maybe possibly could be, and I think maybe the books are here as well. Like on paper, I'm like the Dolphins are gonna win, but like you said, like as an agent of chaos, Mike McDaniel entered this season as the first coach to be fired. Let's just fast track it. Let's just
Yeah.
fast track it together. Let Drake May bounce back. If you're gonna bounce back right now, you're circling it, and it's like, hey, Drake May, you want to be an NFL quarterback? You want people to look at you? Daniel Jones just carved these people up, right? You go do the same. We're going. I wasn't on your team until you just said that. I'm bandwagoning. We're going Patriots as underdogs, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy, right? There's something there. We're going to Carolina Panthers at Arizona Cardinals. The boring game, the boring bowl.
So boring it might be good. Cardinals at home. You know, sometimes you get like two teams that are like, but then they
Yeah,
they just have a shootout and it's exciting and everyone gets
yeah. We saw it last
a
week with the
touchdown.
Steelers and the Jets. Yeah, let's go.
But you know, I I said in one of our NFC predictions video, I think it was our first video. I don't. A lot of people think that the Panthers have made a lot of good decisions and they're on the come up and things are looking good and Tet and blah blah blah. I don't think that they're the least scariest team. Well, one of them because there's the Saints and the Browns and I don't know, but they are there at the bottom for me as far as threat level, and they're on the road. So to me, it should be. a pretty easy dub for the Cardinals.
I'm going Cardinals at home as well. I put money on the Panthers last week. A fool and his money easily parted. The Panthers are not a good football team. Bryce Young does not look like an NFL starting quarterback right now. The Panthers last year gave up more touchdowns in NFL history than any other team. They do not look to be breaking that trend anytime soon. If they're record breakers, it's completely in the wrong direction. They're going to broke what they did last year. I go Cardinals. And that 6.5 is kind of looking juicy, but we'll get into that in a minute. But I'm going Cardinals as well. Denver Broncos at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, 2.5-point underdogs, right? Broncos favorited. I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm riding the hype train. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I did not even know until I said it. I like the idea of the Broncos. I love Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton. I think he's underrated. R.J. Harvey, of course, Sean Payton, all this kind of stuff. Fuck it. If we're agents of chaos, we gotta lean into it. Give me Daniel Jones at home.
Broncos. I think they played their sloppiest game that they're going to play all year last week, and I it would be crazy for me to think that last week the Dolphins should have cooked the Colts, and then all of a sudden have this different opinion, like, oh, they beat the Dolphins, so now I have to think they're good. We just said that the Dolphins are
You're
shite,
right.
so I'm going
Am I in the ether?
Broncos.
Am I in the ether? Can I switch?
I Sure, why not?
No, actually, no. Wanna what? Lean into it. Lean into the Colts going against one of the best defenses in the league, even though they just beat the Dolphins, who were miscommunicating in the secondary. Still give me the Colts. Whatever. I'm going to will it into existence, and I hate that. And I can't wait to be here talking with your smug little ass in a couple days.
That's not like something to be like. I'm not going to feel like a genius if a team that a lot of people have, making a playoff run or whatever, beats a team that nobody thought was going to do that. I mean,
You're not going to feel like you broke the
yeah,
code.
no.
Next up, we have Super Bowl rematch. We have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. The viewers at home need to know, despite what everything back there says, yes, I'm an Eagles fan. However, I don't like to bet on them. I like to assume the worst before it happens. I am taking the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. Our secondary is questionable. We're very, very thin. Our CB2, we rotate out with a rookie and with Andrew Jackson that I think got kicked out of East Rutherford a year or two ago because he's terrible and he gets cooked all the time. However, Kansas City's missing dynamic playmakers, especially on the outside. And here's one thing that gave me... So the Eagles offense, we do have a new offensive coordinator this year, just so you know, just like a lot of these teams do. And I did think our play calling looked pedestrian. And I know that our AJ Brown did not get a single target until the fourth quarter, right? That was for concern. So I looked into it, though. And people still disrespect my boy Jalen Hurts way too much. Way too much. I said he looked more spry on his feet, but then I did not really look into the passing or whatnot. He only threw to his first read 9% in the first week. That was 33rd. That was 33rd. That was 33rd in the NFL. Okay, Zach Wilson. There's only 33. Zach Wilson took some snaps apparently at Miami, right? That means he's going through his progressions. That just meant that the defensive scheme against us was actually really good. It's no cause for concern. Zig when others zag. You take Eagles.
That's all nerd noise. Okay. But I think I have to take the Eagles as well. And it's crazy to think that the Chiefs are going to start 0-2, but the Eagles just have too much, you know? And without Worthy and without Rasheed and Pacheco, they're running. Pat Mahomes led him in rush yards and attempts last week.
Really?
You can't have
That's
that.
no, that's nerd noise. That's nerd noise. I don't want to hear that.
That's relevant nerd noise.
You're crazy. It's all relevant nerd noise.
Eagles.
Go Birds. Can you say go Birds?
At some point, I'll have to. There's a reason why. But I have a debt to pay, and I will pay it. Just not today. Falcons, Vikings.
I can't wait to hear more. Falcons at Vikings. Every single fiber of my being, wants to take the Falcons. Every fiber of my being wants to take the Falcons. I want them. They looked good, man. And Drake London's so good, and Michael Penix was looking good, and Bijan's so shifty. It's just Jay. The first three quarters, if the fourth quarter did not exist on Monday Night Football, I'm taking the Falcons all day. But the Vikings, Kevin O'Connell, JJ, and that defense finds way to win. I'm going Vikings.
I'm taking Falcons on the road.
Really?
Because once again, I don't know if the Falcon or if the Vikings won that game or the Bears lost it. A lot of things had to happen for that to turn out the way it did. And the Falcons were pretty close to beating the Bucks, who I've had to reevaluate, and so Falcons on the road beating Skull.
Skull. Oh, that. Do we hate that?
Yeah,
I've
'cause
hated.
I don't even know what it means.
I hated that ever since we punched them in the face. They were doing it on our way to the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. It's a big old thing, right? So now we enter. Was that Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, there's 2 Monday games.
There's 2 Monday games. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Falcons at Vikings is going to be a fun Sunday Night Football. So we enter Monday Night Football, the first one. I love it when there's a 7 p.m. Kickoff, right? We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are favorites by 2.5 points. I am taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm pretty damn comfortable in that. I'm pretty damn comfortable with that. This, we're not winning over any Houston fans this entire damn show. I'm taking Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Texans.
So am I.
That's
And
the most obvious pick.
I don't know if I would have felt the same way if the Bucks, and Baker Mayfield didn't, do what they did to the Falcons. So they've kind of gotten on my good list, and obviously I don't have a whole lot of good things to say about the Texans offense. And if it gets into a shootout situation, I'm taking Baker over CJ Stroud. And that's a pretty easy decision for me.
You love Baker. I forgot. You love Baker Mayfield. To the new listeners, Zach's a huge Baker Mayfield fan. So I should have saw this coming, right, Zach? And now we have the Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. This is another one. So the Las Vegas Raiders are 3.5 point underdogs. The money lines are just minus 185 in favor of the Chargers to plus 154 for the Raiders. This is another one that I'm looking at it. I'm like, it should not be this close. It should not be this close. I think the Chargers handle it. But then I start thinking, and I start outthinking myself, and I'm like, Geno Smith had over 350 passing yards, like in like a debut. Like, I am gonna go the Los Angeles Quentin Johnstons at the Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Chargers here, but I'm not as confident about it as I thought I would be.
Chargers. I mean, they beat the Chiefs and they looked smooth. I feel like the score made it seem closer than it was, but I feel like the Chargers could do whatever they wanted to do.
Whatever they wanted to do.
And Herbert was lights out. The running game was lacking, and I think that's going to get better as time goes. So, Harbaugh.
Boom. Those are our guarantee if you want to win money